As you can see, I've gone ahead and painted the shield. I didn't figure I needed to show you that. Still nothing's attached yet. Still haven't attached that arm. We're going to get to that pretty quick here. But anyway, I just used a little orange and then deadened it down with some brown just to get away from bright colors. And I put a little bit of yellow ochre on the bare wood just to give it a little bit of texture. And then again, like we did over here, I just mixed some dark burnt umber and a little bit of blue with the silver to give a warm silver appearance to it. On the sword, I just used dark burnt umber down here on the case and silver, dark burnt umber, and gold up here on top. Now on the buckle, I painted a little dragon symbol on there, just to give it a little more of a Norse look to it. On the epaulets up here, I outlined them again with a little bit of dark burnt umber and silver, and did the same on the gold up here as I did here by putting a little brown in with the gold. I still haven't come up with a design on my flag, but I'm getting there slowly. I painted the square area black and then with the red circle in underneath. And then I'm going to put some kind of symbol in the middle here. I don't know whether it's going to be a dragon or something else. But anyway, excuse me. What we're going to do now is first take everything off. I haven't glued anything down yet. There we go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little bit of riveting on his belt, on his helmet. And to do that, we're going to use the old reliable toothpick method. And I've got a couple of them here. Here's a toothpick, and this is a skewer, food skewer. You can find these down in the grocery aisle somewhere in your supermarket. They're just, two different size wood dowels, which will come in handy. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put some spots around these areas on the belt, on the helmet, and on the armbands, and then dark spots, probably with the brown, because I don't want to use black, that'd be just too stark. And then come back and put an inner spot in there with a smaller dowel of gold or silver, just depending. So let's start with the helmet first. First I'm going to cut this down, otherwise I'm going to poke myself in the eye with that sharp end. I use these for wood spokes on wagon wheels too. They really come in handy. They're made out of bamboo, if that means anything to you. So I'll get me some dark brown out here. I already had some out there, but I'll squeeze out some more. And I've got some silver and some gold already out. So let's just start in. Now when you put these on, when you put these spots on there, you want to go down and then come directly back up again. Don't try to press, or you're going to end up squeegeeing it across there, and you end up with a screwed up looking spot. So just dip it in there. It's kind of thick paint from before, so I don't want that. And remember the rule of 3. 1. I'm going to do the rule of 1 on this one. And I always roll off that extra paint off the spot maker because it'll build up over time and you'll get uneven spots. to get them even. That one's a little small. You want to get them as evenly spaced as possible. There you go. See, just doing that, really, you can see how much that adds to that character. I didn't roll my paint, did I? And these spots will take a while to dry because the paint's so thick. So you just have to have patience and let it dry before you try to put that inner spot in there. Let's see if I can squeeze one more in there. Then roll my paint again. Okay, got that done. All right, now on the belt, we're going to use the toothpick. And we're going to put a spot here. Now with this, because you're using a smaller toothpick, you can maybe get by with a couple spots, maybe even 3, but you're never going to get more than 3. You can see where I'm going with this. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go all the way around this way, and I'm going to stop right here. And then I'm going to start up again here and go back over here because, I'll show you. Because if I make a mistake on my positioning of these spots, that mistake's going to be hidden right under this hand. Because, you know, as I'm spacing these around here, I have no idea where I'm going to come out over here on this other side. So that's one way of, you know, protecting yourself if your spots happen to come out uneven, okay? So I'm going to continue doing that, and also I'm going to put them around here, and just to make sure they're going to be spaced right, I'm going to put one at each point where this other metal comes down, and then I can go in between them. And I'll know while I get them just right. Okay? Now on the sword, where are you, sword? That's dark already, so what I'm going to do there is I'm going to put some black on that. Black, black, black. Where'd it go? Because the brown certainly wouldn't show up. And I'm going to, I think I'll use big spots. Boy, that is thick paint. That is thick paint. Just going to put a couple down the shaft here. And this is going to help hide that dowel that holds the sword to the body. And I'll have to hand paint that spot that's going to be on the dowel. There, I got goes. Now I'm going to take my toothpick and put some smaller spots here, like that. This is time consuming, but boy, it sure does make your figures look good. That's enough. So, whoop, watch out there. I could put some around here, but well, let's just see. Let's use the pointed end of this toothpick. I might be getting a little overboard here. But you'll never accuse me of not putting enough detail in the carving. Look at that, boy. Hit it just right, didn't I? But you see how some of these spots are different size than the others? Well, that's because I didn't clean the paint off my brush. I guess that is a brush. Didn't clean the paint off this expensive piece of equipment I'm using here. So, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do this and finish the belt, and then we'll come back and do the second round of spots. Okay. As you can see, I've put gold spots on the shield, silver spots around his helmet, and spots on the sword here. You can see, disguise the dowel. Now I'm just finishing up the belt with the toothpick. Using the sharpened end this time. Just want to do enough of this so I can show you what the finished product looks like. When you're putting on the second spot, you have to be careful that you don't press down too hard or you'll make a hole in the darker color. And we don't want that. I think that's enough. I'll do the rest later. Let me go ahead and put this on here. Like that. Get my stand back over here. Just want you to see the finished product. Now, like I say, I still have to do my flag here, but I'm going to do that in the very last post, which will probably just be photographs. But now he looks pretty slick. I don't care what you say. He is one slick little character. And now guess what? I can go ahead and glue this arm back on. Glue it on the first time.
You have to put the gold on you.
Well, I mean after I finish putting that gold on there. Sure is nice to have your wife around to tell you these things. Anyway, he turned out pretty good, I think. I don't have the other drawing handy here, the original drawing that we can compare him to, but I think we came pretty close. Now, when I do the flag, once I put on the design, I'll go ahead and bend the little wave in that flag, because we certainly don't want it stretched out like that, otherwise he'd be blown over, the wind would be so strong. But we want to give some indication of wind on that flag, so I'll do that. And then we'll varnish him, and the varnish is really going to make these colors pop. I guarantee it. So, until next time, I hope you've really enjoyed this project, and if you think it's helped you out a bit, you can drop a nickel or two in my tip jar over there. I'd sure appreciate that. Helps pay for the video host, and you're not under any obligation, but it helps. Anyway, so until the last post when we put the photos of the finished product all varnished up and ready to go, I'll talk to you later.